Okay, dear participants, good morning to all of you. Greetings from St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering, Nagar. In this present morning, I am happy to welcome you all for the final day of the 1 week hands-on workshop Data Science using. This program is jointly organized by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering and the Department of Information Technology of St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering. On day 1, we discuss about the overview of R programming, features, installation, R basics, variables, data types, operators. On day 2, we discuss about names, missing value, control structures, functions, and strings. On day 3, we discuss about subsetting R objects, file connection, R chart, and graphs. On day 4, we discussed about introduction to machine learning, that is supervised learning we discussed, and the implementation of classification and regression algorithms using R, that also we discussed. Yesterday, that is day 5, we discussed about unsupervised learning for data science, cluster analysis, association analysis, and dimension reduction. Today, we are going to discuss about another interesting session, social media analytics. I like to remind, as usual, please mute your mic to avoid the disturbances during the program. Also, I request you to switch off your camera to reduce the internet data usage. You can ask your by 2 ways. You can type your questions in the chat window and the speaker will be addressing the R. You can make a hand raise and ask your queries. As usual, we have a simple assessment and the feedback at the end of today's session. Please take care while entering your personal data because we are using this information, that is your personal data information, to generate the participation certificate. We already shared the recorded videos in the official webpage of the workshop. The link was already shared to you. Today also again I will be sharing. Now I like to introduce today's speaker, Engineer C.M. Varun. Engineer C.M. Varun graduated in Computer Science and Engineering from St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering under Anna University, Chennai in the year 2009. He pursued his ME from the Rajas Engineering College under Anna University in 2011, specialized in computer science and engineering. Currently pursuing PhD under Anna University, Chennai. He is in this teaching since 2011. As on date, he trained more than 300 students in cloud infrastructure services and more than 300 students in data science and big data analytics using R, and more than 500 students in web designing. He completed various international certifications like cloud infrastructure and services from EMC, data science and big data analytics using R from EMC Square, Ruby and Rails from Allison, web designing and scripting from ICT Academy. Also, he is a certified digital trainer by ICT Academy. His area of interest are and also we can consider it as his consultancy area, that is web designing, cloud computing, web security, cloud security, computer programming, big data analytics, classroom, virtual classroom setup, graphic designing, application development, public speaking, that is both technical and non-technical. He is now working as assistant professor in information technology department of St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering, Nagarjuil. Also, he is a YouTuber and a photographer. With this brief introduction, I invite Engineer C.M. Varun to start today's session. Welcome, Varun. Varun, your mic is in mute condition. Please unmute it.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, Varan. Yes.
So thank you for your brief introduction. And without further delay, let me start the session. So today's session is social media analytics. So as soon as we say social media, what are the two basic social media which comes to in your mind? So that is my question, and you can answer in the chat window. So whenever we say that is social media, what are the two important any two important social media that comes in your mind? So you can use the chat window to answer. Yeah, mostly Facebook and YouTube is there, WhatsApp is there. So thank you for your response. We can start. Uh, so what we do in social media, okay, that is the first thing that comes in the concern. That is, not only do people spend a lot of time in social media that we know, okay. Also, we are discussing about this for a long period of time. That is, we are spending lots of time in social media and we are wasting lots of times in social media. That is the uh, complaint we raise through for a very long period of time. Okay, it's not only spending time in social media, but you are really revealing a lot of information, a lot of personal information in social media. So which the social media can be used for analysis purpose. Okay, so what is the thing there is data scientists. Okay, so data scientist says that with the like information or with the like pattern which you do in this Facebook or which you do in the Twitter or which you do in the Instagram, your entire IQ level can be executed or extracted. Okay, the entire IQ level of your performance will be get by this data scientist. So data scientists are learning to tell surprisingly accurate stories about people from the accumulation of information. So whatever thing you share in the social media, they are getting it and they are able to say the entire story, entire personal story of yours by learning your data. Okay. So, but how this is occurring? Okay, that is very much important. Okay. So in this session, in this 1 hour of session, what we have planned is let's know how to analyze the data in the social media. So for example, we have taken two case studies, okay, Facebook and WhatsApp. Okay, so when we do for Facebook, the similar way you can do it for Twitter also. Okay, so we have taken two social media example as a case study for this particular session. So first one is the Facebook. Okay, so before we start analyzing the Facebook data using R, you need to have a Facebook developer account. Okay, hope you may be knowing it. May I know how many of you are already known about this social media analytics? Can you please reply in the chat box? How many of you are already aware of this social media analytics, or anybody working towards the social media already? So one yes and some no. Okay, we shall start with the creating a developer account first. Okay, so for creating a developer account, you need to open developers.facebook.com. So let me share my screen. Please hold for 2 minutes. So hope my screen is visible to you. Andrew sir?
Yes, visible, Varun. Proceed.
So to create this Facebook, first you want to do is create a developer's account. That is the first step you need to do. How to do this? Okay. So first go to this developers.facebook.com. So this is the web page you want to go. Okay. Developers.facebook.com. So here you can just log in with your Facebook ID. Okay. One thing I want to say that if you are logging in with your personal ID, which means your data can be used for analysis purpose. Okay, so this is it should be very clear that when you are logging into this developers.facebook.com, you accept that my information can be used for analysis purpose. Okay, so if you are doing it for some research purpose, please don't log in from your original or personal Facebook ID. Instead, you can create a dummy Facebook ID for your research purpose. Okay, here also I have had one dummy user Facebook ID. So I have opened that ID and I have logged in through that ID. Okay, once you log in, you will be having the screen like this. The Facebook for developers will be there. Okay, this window will be for you. There you can see many developer tools available. That is Messenger, Instagram, lots of tools available. Okay, so here what we want to do is you want to create a code. So I have clicked my apps. Okay. So already I have created an app. Okay. So whenever you need to access this developers.facebook.com, you need to create a new app. Okay. As I have already created one, it is displayed there. Okay. To create a new one, you can click here, add a new app. So it will be asking to how you are going to use your app. Maybe manage business integration, integrate a third-party gaming app, or anything else. Okay, so you select which one is appropriate for you. But for now, I am selecting for everything else. Okay, and this is the app display name you are going to give. Okay, so example app. This is the name I am giving here, and next I am having my mail ID. Okay, and if you are having a business manager account, you can give, otherwise you create app ID. So if you are finished with this, if you have created app ID, this particular window will be open for you. So now your app is created. Now you can get the data available. Okay. So now what you want to do is, let me do that is, you want to have a token, the access token. With that access token only, you can access the data in Facebook. Okay, that is the main thing. So before getting into these things, we can get into the RStudio, and when time comes, we can come back to this developer. Okay. So here I have already had the codings. Okay. So hope my RStudio page is open for visible for you. So for using this Facebook, okay, for performing this Facebook analytics, so you want to install some packages. Okay, that's what I am used here. So you can get the coding from the program link which is shared to you. Okay, I uploaded there, and here first just install that packages of DevTools. But suppose if this is installed in your system, you need not install it again. Okay, if not, you please install these packages. Okay, so first one is DevTools. That is the development tool. This is mainly for fixing the directories. Okay, we will be using many directories, paths, and etc. So to create advantages over this usage of path, you are using this development tools. Next is the R Facebook. This is the package which you are going to use for getting data from Facebook. Okay, for accessing the data from the Facebook, you are using this R Facebook package. Next, you have HTTP UV. Okay, this is normally for web-based usage. That is WebSocket, maybe server library. Okay, when you are you need to connect to web server, you can use this HTTP UV. And the next is HTTPR. This is basically for this request and response method. So here the HTTP request is obtained and it responds with this JSON. Okay, and next is rcurl. This is a client interface, and next is the color brewer. This is to create color palettes. Okay, to have the color palettes, you can use this color brewer. This is not a compulsory package. Without this color brewer, you can access the data from the Facebook. To just enrich your analysis or the plot, we are using this R color brewer. So that is not a mandatory one. And next is RGSyn. So this may be known to you, most of you. That is, it is a JavaScript object notation package. So it is mainly for data interchange form. Okay, so these are the packages you need to have in your system to work with this Facebook data. Okay, next what I am doing is I am creating a variable access underscore token, and I need to paste the token which I have got from the Facebook. How to get this token is, now get back to this developers.facebook.com. There you can see tools. So in this tools you have graphic API Explorer. You can click that. So once you click that, at the right side you can see the access token available here. Okay, there you can select the app, for which app you are going to use the access token, that you can select. Next, so wait for a minute. Next, for which you are getting this user token, that is the get user access token, get app token, uninstall the app, get page access token. So for which you are getting the token. Okay, now I am getting for get user access token. Okay, and next, if you are getting into this page for the first time, these things may not be checked for you. Okay, you need to check all these things: email, user age range, user birthday, user friends, etc., etc. So you need to check all these content. Okay, so that only you can use these data inside your analysis field. Okay, so after doing all these things, after you give permissions, after you select the user token, you generate access token. Okay, so now you just copy this token and get back into your R, and there you paste this token. Okay, so once you paste, I am just running it, and you can see with no error it executed, so that the access token is right, and we have got the option for it. Okay, and the next step, we are getting into this options or curl options. That is, you are creating a list. Okay, you are creating a list where you are using the system file and using the package or curl. Okay, and verify peer you are giving us false. Okay, so with this you are creating an option. So this is to just to set up that uh, interface. Okay, so if that works fine, yeah, that works fine. And now what I am doing is I am creating a variable, that is I am creating a data me, and I am getting this get users. It is a function which is available in our Facebook. Okay, so this, what is this function meant for us? It is to get the user data available in Facebook. Okay, so how I am doing is get users of me comma token is equal to access token. Okay, so I am getting the user details of mine, and the token I am giving this particular token, that is the access token, that is the variable name I am using, that I am giving it here. Okay, so if I give this so just a minute. So I want to load the library. Okay, I missed that, that's why it's the problem. So now it is running, and it has created variable me, okay, where you can see the data. Okay, the ID is mentioned there, name, whatever name I have given here. Okay, other things I haven't made as public so that it is not displayed. So if you want to check, you give your account as a public account, and then you can see all these data listed here. Okay, so only I have given only my name as a public, so that the ID and my name has been displayed. Other things have been blocked. Okay, this is the first thing. Next, next to get the friends account. Okay, if you want to see the friends, or if you want to get the package. Okay, if you want to use some data from the page, you can use this get friends and get page. Okay, but what is the disadvantage here is, if you want to access your friend's account, or if you want to analyze your friend's account, it means that your friend should also have made a public account, and also he should have registered in the developer.facebook.com. Okay, so unless it may not be displayed, so here I don't have any more friends. So it will execute. Okay, it will execute, and it will if there is some friends who are publicly registered through this developers.facebook.com in your friends list, their detail will be updated here. Okay, only here as it shows that only friends who use the application will be retained. Okay, so here I am not having anyone to use the application, so it returns false here. Okay, similarly you can use the page also the same way, get page of the page name comma the access token. Okay, so we can't do much with this Facebook, because you want many public data which are available in Facebook, and you need to access it. Okay, so these are some of the things that, related to this analytics with Facebook. Okay, as this is so blocked, we can just get into the WhatsApp part now. Okay, so just a minute. So before getting into this WhatsApp, hope you know what is WhatsApp we are using in your mobile. So in this particular session, what I am going to explain it to you is, I am going to select a particular group, okay, that you may be knowing. So you are going to select a particular group and you are going to analyze the group, okay, and how you can analyze the group is, so maybe you can identify who is the more active author there, or who is more actively participating in the chats, or what is the word that is most used. Likewise, you can, or when they are using the when they are making the chat very often. So likewise, you can analyze. So for analyzing the data, if you are doing this in parallel, do one important thing here. Let me show this small video. Okay, so you just uh, look into this video, okay, first, and then we can start. So you need to do these things while using your WhatsApp. Okay, hope the video is visible. So, please open your WhatsApp page, and from there open your WhatsApp and open the particular page or the group which you want to select. So in that group, you have this dots, that is the more options. Okay, click that, and there you can see more. Okay, so in that more you select this export chat. Okay, this export chat will be used for this analysis purpose, and in this export chat, while you are doing it, it asks for whether to include media or without media. Include media, it causes some more space, and the media is not necessary for us to analyze. So I am just selecting without media. Okay. So once you click this without media, what it does is it makes the option for you to share. Okay. Now what you can do is you create, you can share in one way. Maybe you share using WhatsApp or using Gmail is better, so that you can directly access from your system. So you can directly send the export chat to your Gmail. Okay. Once the chat I have downloaded here. Okay, this is the chat. So it is as you are getting from a, entire page or entire group, there will be more and more data. So here you can see it's a very huge data which will be downloaded. Okay, and I'm going to use this particular data for my analysis here. Okay, so similar to WhatsApp, let me get into this RStudio. Similar to Facebook, here also you need to install some of the packages. Okay, if you are not having it, you need to install it. Otherwise, you can directly use it. Okay, what are the packages you need to use? This first is the R WhatsApp. There we used R Facebook. Here we are using R WhatsApp. This is to access or analyze the data from WhatsApp. Okay, next is next package is DPLYR. Okay, this is mainly for uh, manipulation. So when you want to manipulate the data or use some grammar in that data, you can use this particular package DPLYR. Okay, so here we are going to use grammar and data manipulation. You are going to extract the data from that particular text file which you have got from the WhatsApp, and you are going to analyze the data. So I am using this DPLYR package, and next is ggplot2. Okay, this is this you may be knowing, that is mainly for data visualization. and specifically for grammar graphic. Okay, this and next is you have lubridate. Okay, so this is for if you want to work with the date and time, you can use this lubridate option. So here we are going to extract the date, and based on the date you are going to analyze. So I am using this lubridate here. Next is ggimage. It is a part of this ggplot2, and next we have tidy text. This is to convert the text. Okay, and next you have stop words. That is, if there is some unwanted words, you can remove those words. Uh, and next is tidy words. This is a grammar and data structures. Next is the tokenizers. That is tokenization into words, sentences, lines, charts. So if you want to tokenize a huge text into a smaller part of words or sequences, you can use this tokenizers. So these are some of the packages which we need to install. Okay, and next I am creating a chat. Okay, so in the chat I am using RWA_read. This is the reading the raw data. Okay, from this particular location. Okay, this is the location where I have stored my data. Okay, so just I am creating it. First, let me run the libraries first. Okay, and now I am running this chat. So actually what I am doing is, in this chat, this is a variable or the data. There I am storing the text file. Okay, so I am running this. So it will take some time because there is a very huge volume of data available. Okay, so when you are doing this particular part, you please be patient. So it is executed successfully. Now you can see the chat available here, and in the chat, so you can open the chat. So there you can see the time, then the author, what is the text they have messages, and the source and the emoji if any. If there is any emoji that will be mentioned there, and the emoji name will be mentioned there. This is how the text that we get from the WhatsApp will be converted and made into chat. Okay, now this part is over. Okay. Next, we want to perform analysis. Okay, so here you can see that is the additional messages from the WhatsApp group that will be available here. Okay, that may not be having any author. That is if somebody left, that will be mentioned there. If somebody added, that will be mentioned there. Okay, that all things are not necessary for us to get into this analysis part. So I am just removing any author. Okay, so here you can see the same raw file. I am filtering it with notice.any author. Okay, so if there is any author, that will be removed. So here you can see there are 6,150. Okay, so now I am running this particular part, and it will compress, that is all these unwanted data that will be removed from there. So now it is completed. Now you can see it is reduced to 6122. All those data has been removed. So here you can see those data have been removed. Okay. Now what we have done is we have deleted the unwanted things and you have kept only the needed thing for analysis. Now you can perform the analysis. Okay. So first what we can perform here is first one, number of messages by an author. Okay. So here you can see there are number of authors available. We are going to analyze the number of messages sent by each author. Okay. So there I am using chat. So in the chat I am using mutate. Okay, this mutate, it is a function. So it is to add new variables. So okay, what this mutate does, it creates a variable day and it does this lubricate of date of time. So here you can see in this date there is a date as well as time. Okay. So what this is going to do is it is going to take only the date, removing the time. Okay, time is not needed here. So I am just taking only the date. Okay. Next I am counting the authors. Okay. Next I am plotting it using this ggplot. This ggplot AES is this is to create some aesthetics over your view. Okay, to create some colors, to create some pleasant view of your chart, we are using this AES. Okay, so AES, it is for coding function. It is to code the things that are need to be evaluated. Okay, so here you can see X is equal to reorder of author comma, and based on the author you are reordering it and you are creating a bar chart, that is the GEOM underscore bar. It creates a bar chart. Okay, and the title is number of messages. So I am running this. It creates the plot. Here I am having more than 400 to 500 users. So the plot may not be that much clear. Okay. So here you are also able to identify what are the number of messages made per day. Okay. So similarly you are using chart, and there you are similar way you are mutating a day, and instead of author you are counting the day, and you are printing you are creating the bar chart in the same way. Okay, in the similar mechanism, this will be good. As there are number of authors, this bit of, and here you can see the messages per day. Okay, so it is plotted in this way, that is what are all the based on the number of messages the plot has been made. Okay, and next is what you are going to do is you are going to analyze most often used words. What are the words that are most oftenly used in your particular group chat? Okay, so for that what you can do is, before getting into the actual procedure, as I said, we have added stop words. Okay, what we are going to do here is we are going to omit, or we are going to remove some of the words which are oftenly used. Okay, that is media, omitted, Android, okay, and good, and okay. Here I have used some of the Malayalam and Tamil words, him, uh, KK. Okay, these are some of the words which we normally use that may not be necessary for our analysis purpose. So I am omitting those words using this stop words. Okay, and after doing that, what happened is those words have been removed. That is, I am using the filter here. Okay, filter to remove those words, and I am using unnest underscore tokens. This is a tokenizers we have seen. What it does is it takes the entire text. Okay, that input is the text, and it converts into words. Okay, because here we are going to identify the most repeatedly used, most frequent used words. Okay, so you want to convert the text into words. Okay, for that you are using this unnest underscore tokens. It tokenizes the entire text into different words. Okay, so once I have completed this transformation from text into word, next I am filtering the words that are available in this to remove. Okay, these words I am removing. Next I am counting author and the words. Okay, and next I am grouping by author, and next I am making the plot. Okay, so all these are similar way. So I am executing this. What happens is, what are all the most frequently used words that will be mentioned based on this author and the count. Okay. So there will be more number of words there, so please wait. So here you can see, as there are very more number of words, it shows like this. Okay, so you can use a smaller page or smaller group, and with a limited number of words you can work with this. Okay, and this is one method. And next is uh, to get some important words. Okay. So for getting some important words, that is there also I am mutating word.com. Okay, some cap simple, 9 simple. Okay, all those things I am mutating, and other things I am just filtering n greater than 10. Okay, that is the number of times it is repeated. Is if it is more than 10, you can just display it. That's what I have used this filter. Then I am grouping by author, and the next I am plotting it. Okay. Okay. So this is the important words that are being used more than 10 times. And the next, let me have this lexical diversity. Okay. So here what I am doing is similar way I am creating the tokens and I am removing the words from to remove. Then I am grouping by author and I am using a function called summarize here. Okay, this summarize will reduce the multiple values. So here you can see there are multiple values from different users from the different time. Okay, so those multiple values that can be omitted using this summarize of function, and then I am arranging it in descending order. Okay, I want to show who have the more lexical diversity, and next in the decreasing order. So that's why I am arranging it in the descending order. Next, I am plotting it in the similar way. Okay, so here I have used there I used GEOM of underscore bar. Okay, so here you can see GEOM underscore bar. Here I am using GEOM underscore COA. Okay, it is to mention the data should be mentioned in the column side. That is the maybe the vertical part. Okay, so for that that is we are using this GOM underscore call. Okay, uh, and next is, so I am having this text label. So okay, for each data I am going to, that is for each plot or the each bar I need to display the text, and now I am running it. So here you can see so as the number of users is high, it is shown like this, but you can even see RP Antokumar IT, that is the first, and similarly it is displayed there, and the actual lexical diversity of this particular person is 6,185,000. Likewise, it is going reduced. Okay. So this is the lexical diversity. So in similar way, you can analyze the data from the WhatsApp. Okay. So if you want to use it for Twitter, okay, you need to use a package TW. Okay. So using this Twitter package, you can use the similar way, that is as we did for Facebook. Here also, when you are going for Twitter, you need to do the same thing like Facebook. You need to register as a public, and you need to allow for the developers, and those things you need to do it there. So as there are a number of restrictions, I have just shown you the methods by which you can do it. Okay, if you are purely going to use it for your research purpose, what you can do is you can register for this developer tools, and from there you can collect the data and analyze using this particular mechanism. While you are using the Facebook data also, you can use the same mechanism which we have done in this WhatsApp. Okay, so if you are having any doubt, you can ask now.
Okay, thank you, Varun, for the wonderful clear presentation. So from your presentation, I understood that I am the person sending more message in our WhatsApp group. So now the participants, if you have any queries, if you have any queries, you can ask to Varun sir. Participants, if you have any queries, you can ask. One kind information to the participants, we are hosting a quiz during this week. Already we hosted that quiz on data structure. I will share the link in this chat window. If anybody not attended that quiz, you can attend that quiz and get the certificate. Dear participants, you can ask your queries with Varun sir through the chat window, or you can unmute your audio and you can directly ask the question also.
So Dr. Abhishek, how I can restrict developers to use my data in Facebook. Sir, once if you are not actually registered as a developer, your data may not be used by developers. Okay, one thing. And the second thing, there are some loopholes even that is available in the Facebook. While we are signing in itself, it asks for a privacy policy. There we have approved those things. Okay, so our data uh, can be accessed by Facebook, which you can restrict. Okay, now after this lots of trials and lots of legal issues, now Facebook have added one option, that is offsite Facebook activities. Okay, and but it is not published that much open. Okay, because the Facebook, it is earning more with our data. Okay, when our data is being sold, it gives more revenue to them, so they need our data. So they have added one option there in your Facebook. You can go to the setting and there is offsite activity. So there you can hide all your data. Okay, there you can just lock all your data, so that this it may not be opened by other developers. That is the one thing you can do. But that too, I don't know whether it is 100% restricted or not, because we are going for a third party. Facebook is a third party and we are registering there. Okay, that they have given that offsite policy, so we are going it. Even though I don't know whether it is, I can't guarantee that whether all your data is secure or not. Hope you got the answer, sir. What about WhatsApp? WhatsApp is also the same.
2020 12th standard பாஸ் பண்ணேன் எல்லா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டும் காலேஜ் ஜாயின் பண்ணேன் ஆன்லைன் அப்ளிகேஷன் வந்து சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கீங்க
WhatsApp is also the same. Here also you have the settings. Okay, and so in WhatsApp also, it's not that much open like Facebook. Okay, so there you can do some of the things of your own. That is, you can have, that is, who can view your data, who can view your profile photo, who can send you message, or who can receive your message. Okay, all those things you can do. Okay, apart from that, they have claimed that they are using encrypted sharing of data. So that may not be taken by the intruders. So that's all about this WhatsApp.
Dear participants, if you have any other queries, please ask. Since there is no more queries from the participants, I am planning to move to the end of the session. So, Varun, whether we have to share any more thing in this area?
No, sir. If they are having any doubts, they can ask me at any time. I have shared
so,
my.
So you can share your email ID. Yeah.
Those things which was available in my presentation itself, sir. Let me show.
Okay. Sir, regarding the whether you will send the program in mail or we want to copy all the programs from OneNote, sir. Varun, in how many days this OneNote may be available there?
Sir, it is a permanent usage. Until we delete, it will be available. Let it be some 1 month or something like that.
Okay. So participants, before we are deleting, you can copy it in Notepad or you can use any editor software. You can copy from this OneNote and paste it in your software, editor software. Andros, madam, do you like to add anything?
Okay. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. So I thank everyone, especially Andrew Kumar sir, because he has a plan to conduct R programming. So he has consulted me with me. So I have added some more topics along with the R programming, which is related to data science. And we have identified all the experts from our college. And I thank all the experts, Bamila ma'am, Varun sir, Geeta ma'am, as well as Suja ma'am, for conducting this workshop in a wonderful manner. And I hope that all the participants has knowledge on R programming, as well as they have got some insights on data science using R. So I thank everyone, and I thank Andrew Kumar sir for conducting this type of workshops and encourages along with the CSE and IT. We have conducted 4 workshops, 4 FTP as well as workshop, and again we have a plan to conduct such type of activities. So I thank the management and also the principal correspondent and all the participants for giving us this type of your encouragement and as well as your support. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, madam. So, dear participants, I will be sharing the feedback link shortly. Before that, the conclusion part. So again, dear participants, thank you for your active participation on the 1-week hands-on workshop on data science using R. This program is jointly organized by Department of Computer Science and Engineering and the Department of Information Technology. In our college, we have a wonderful rapport with in between CSE and IT department. So we are conducting lot of program jointly organized by our 2 departments. We already conducted more than 20 webinars, 4 faculty development programs, quizzes, many training programs, and also we are planning for more during these lockdown days. So I request all of you to join all our programs, future programs also. I already informed you regarding the following things. Again, I am repeating. The recorded videos and all the PPTs are shared in the official web page of the workshop. I have already shared that link. So we will be updating today's recorded session and the PPT also in that particular web page by today evening or tomorrow morning. So this web page may be available for around 1 month from the closing of this workshop, so that you can use that. Also, the videos are available in our YouTube channel. Varun, please share the link of our YouTube channel so that they can subscribe that. And if you are subscribing our channel and you are keeping the reminder, then all our programs video will be, whenever it will be uploaded, you will be getting a reminder or intimation mail from YouTube, so that you can use it for your future reference also. Then regarding the certificate, the participation certificate, the participants who attended all the sessions and ended all the days feedback and today's feedback, they will be getting the participation certificate. It will be e-certificate. It will be sent to your email ID. It will be sent to your email ID. It will take to generate the certificate and send it to you. It will take minimum 3 to 5 days. So before the end of the next week, you will be getting the e-certificate. If you are not getting the e-certificate, please mail me in our software cell account. So already Varun sir shared the YouTube channel address. So I request all of you please check that YouTube channel and subscribe our YouTube channel, and you can have the you can click on the reminder also, that is a reminder, so that we will be getting all the intimation. Then now I like to thank who all are behind this. First of all, I thank our management, because our management is supporting a lot to organize this type of events. So first I thank our correspondent, Reverend Dr. Maria William. He is always motivating and encouraging us to organize this type of various technical events. So I thank him. Thank you very much, Father. Now next I thank our principal, Dr. J. Mageshwaran. He joined with us on the first day of this workshop, and he regularly motivating us and regularly positive towards this conducting all these program for free of cost, because we are not charging anything from the participants. We are sharing our knowledge to all the student and faculty community. So thank you very much, Dr. J. Mageshwaran, our principal sir. Then I like to thank our trainers. The first trainer, first 3 days, the trainer was Bamila Virgin Louis. She is working as assistant professor in CSE department. She initiated this topic, and we supported. We means myself and IT HOD Andros Mena supported, and we materialized it. So I have to thank Bamila Madam for initiating this process. Thank you, Bamila Madam. Due to some personal reason, she was not able to join today. The second trainer is Geeta Jennifer Madam. Day before yesterday, she presented a session. On that day, one of her grandparents passed away. Even though she attended that session and presented well, so due to that function, she is not able to join today also. So my special thank to Geeta Jennifer Madam. Then I have to thank Suja Alex Madam. Yesterday there was a wonderful session, clear demonstration was that. So she is with us today. Thank you, Suja Alex Madam, for the wonderful session. Then I have to thank Varun, CM Varun. Today he done an interesting topic, demonstration on interesting topics. I also understood that I am the topmost, I am the person sending many communication to our WhatsApp group. Thank you, Varun. Thank you very much for your presentation. Then I like a very, very special thanks to my co-convener, Dr. Andros Madam, because since we have a good relation in between these two departments, we are able to organize this many number of events. So thank you very much, Madam, for your wonderful, wonderful support for organizing all these events, Madam. Thank you very much. Then I like to thank my organizing team. The main member is Varun, that is today's resource person. He is the host of this event and all the events. he only sending the mails to you all, that is the invitation mail, the poster designing, certificate designing, and sending the certificate, everything, all this thing, and sharing these programs, everything. It is the person behind all this is Varun. So thank you very much for Varun for all this coordination and organizing. I like to thank Bright Jose, one of the organizing team member. Today he is busy with some other duty, official duty at our college. So he is not able to join. Thank you very much, Bright Jose, sir. Then another person I like to thank is our system administrator, M. Anthony Jones Kumar. So he is the person who is supporting us from behind. That is behind from back screen. So thank you very much, Anthony Jones Kumar, sir. Once again, I thank all these organizers. Then very important thing is I thank all these participants, because without your active participation we cannot do anything. So I found that many of you are actively participating this event. So thank you very much for all the participants. Once again, thank all the participants. Thank you very much. Varun, can you share the feedback link?
Yes, sir, just a minute.
The participants, when you are entering the feedback link, please take maximum care on entering your personal data, that is your name, because as you entered your name, it will be present in the certificate. Then your email ID, if the email ID is not correct, then you won't get the certificate. So please be cautious while entering your personal data. Then you can enter the feedback. We are expecting the actual feedback from you. It will help us to conduct more programs in future also. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all the participants.
So I have shared the assessment link. It contains both the assessment as well as feedback. So today's link will be a combination of assessment and feedback. You can do the two things in the same link. So you can use this link which is shared. While filling your feedback link, please be clear with your name, the workshop ID, and the email address. Those three things should be without any mistakes.